Well, let's see if I got cameras. Everything else has been jacking with me this morning. Hey, how about some volume here? Let's see. Maybe we got something here. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hey, everybody, how y'all are? I got in here, and my computer, I want to reboot my computer, because I do that every time before a stream. And for some reason, it really didn't want to come out of the splash screen. So I had to reboot it a couple of times. I finally got it back up. And it didn't give me any kind of code, so I don't know what's going on. It could be, let me check this here again. It could be that it was running, it was kind of warm in here. And my chips and stuff are a little on the warm side. So it could be that we got, the chip kind of got really hot, got warm enough that it wouldn't let the machine boot. It's very warm in the house, in this place here. And I'm going to try to get some airflow in here and see what happens. I'll shut it down again and put the kiosk in. Oh wow, that was a lousy shot. As you can tell, it's already a bright and sunny day. And we're going to have to go with that. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe we can go like that a little bit and cut some of the glare down. Let's see if the top one's glaring too. No, that one's pretty good. Nice and bright and cheery. It's a warm day here in the neighborhood. I don't even know what temperature is, but it's warm. And my chips are running warm as I scratch my chips. So I'm gonna probably have to get into the habit of shutting this down completely and letting that whole thing cool down. I don't know. I'm just checking to see here. See if I'm coming online or not. Oh, cool. I got a driver ready. Well, that's fine. Okay, so I've stopped dropping frames, according to this. I'm actually running, my bit rate is running higher than what I put it in for 1500 and it's running at 1700. So it's actually running higher. And everything's kind of settled in here. Okay, so maybe we're streaming really good. Good morning, Kraft. How are you this morning? I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully, maybe things will work a little better here. I was out here. I was actually out here early. I was out here about 9:30, and was trying to get everything back together. Oh, okay, good. I was actually out here early. I was out here, and so, but my computer didn't want to start. It was I have no idea what was going on with this, so I ended up being late anyway. And I ran my stream test and everything, and in the beginning it was a little scary because I was dropping frames like I was going out of style, but now it's doing good. That's cool. That's cool. I hope that you can at least enjoy the music. and you know, stop in and wave once in a while. That's cool. I understand. It's nice to be able to do that. When I was working, I couldn't have done that because I was driving all the time. All right, so where am I at here? I have no idea where I'm at here. I'm someplace. I'll make sure my bot's up. It looks to be doing okay. And everything decides that it wanted to update today. Go figure. So anyway, I'm gonna make some noise and finish sanding. All I've got left to do is to sand that drawer. But I think, and then we'll kind of wipe it down a little bit, but not do a real thorough cleaning on it. And I'm gonna save putting any kind of stain on it until tomorrow. Until Monday. This way I can kind of like either Monday or Tuesday, depending on when my no dust day is going to be. This way I can do something and still be able to run the washer and dryer and everything and not have dust flying all over the place. And believe me, sanding just knocks the heck out of the dust. And I'm blocking the camera. Oh, I'm so good at that. I get paid good money to block cameras. Otherwise, tomorrow, well, if everything goes all right, maybe we'll have all this buffering stuff fixed. Because tomorrow I have. How's that look? Let's try that one. That's a little better. I've got a new router coming in. No, I've got two. There's a little one in this one. The way did I have it set up? Oh, okay. I have when I do setups and stuff like that, or if I question something, I flip it up to just a one camera per scene, and then I put more than one up. And I'm stopping to see here. Is it starting to drop frames again? No, we're good. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I try not to go with just a single cam because, you know, sometimes you get different angles and stuff like that, be able to see, because my fat butt gets in the way. Anyway, so last night I was griping about Comcast, and I started running tests and stuff like that, and it was getting, the thing was running like it was I got a gigabyte LAN, and you know, it was a good solid gigabyte LAN, I thought. But it was running at it wouldn't go over 100. It was running like 80 or 90 on my test. So I started digging around, looking, and I noticed that on our modem, which is a brand new one that we got from Comcast that been working fine, there's this little yellow light that was on it. So Jan goes, oh man, I'm gonna have to call him up. And so she decided to get it on the internet, and they had like a troubleshooting thing set up on for our modem to let you know kind of what some of the lights are and stuff like that. And that particular light says that I got something running at 100 gigabytes and not the full 1 gig that I'm running, or 100 megabytes, and not the full 1 gig. So I started digging around, and I couldn't find anything. So it says to go in there and do a reset. You know, sticking a little pen in the little reset deal, and it'll go from there. Well, I did a reset, and it resetted itself and came up with the green light again, where everything was green again. And all of a sudden, the wireless router, it kicks in and does a reset. And it's like, whoa, that shouldn't be. And what it got to the point, Jan went back and checked it out, and she goes, you know, we've had that router for a little, like 3.5 years, I think she said. And we have historically had to replace our wireless router every 3 years. Like clockwork. This is the first one that hasn't actually hard failed. Most of the time, I had one that it straddled itself down and it wouldn't go over the 10 gigabyte rate. And then before I could sit down and kind of figure out what was going on, it kind of like died. And it was like, oh, well, now I know what was causing the problem. And the other one just one day went belly up and wouldn't start up again. I think the one before that wasn't a gigabyte. It was an older one. But anyway, so we decided that we were going to go ahead and we were going to order. We're ordering another one, and we'll see how it goes. maybe that's my whole problem, and it's not Comcast at all. But I won't know until I hook it up and see. Otherwise, maybe it's the modem's throttling. But things only like a couple months old. We sat down and realized that I have the little light that flashes. You know, that says that you're communicating. The little light on that modem flashes 24/7. I've never seen it not flash. Ever since we got the network set up and we got all this Wi-Fi going and everything like that. And yeah, oh yeah. Well, yeah, the biggest thing about it is I think is the heat. You know, the smaller they make this stuff, the less surface area there is for the heat to be dissipated. They don't, and like in the modems, they don't put fans in them. And the other thing too is like, they figure, hey, you know, you get a couple years out of it. Yeah, I mean, most of the computers that I know that have failed, well, it's been power supplies for the most part, except for like one. But heat's the big thing. So if you can keep the heat down, and it's the same way with computers. You know, the biggest fight that everybody has when they have their computers is keeping the heat down off of their chips. Exactly. That's like I've been watching them build these new machines or these new computers, and everything is quiet. It's got to be quiet. Well, let me tell you something. We're to the point that we don't care about quiet. Well, we can't hear too good anyway, but we don't care about quiet. So, if you would walk into our computer room, which is like a bedroom, or was a bedroom that we just made our computer room, and that's where Jan's little corner is. If you walked in there, it sounds like you're inside a jet plane, because we have computer fans blowing, we have cooling fans for other things going. And I'll tell you what, if I can figure out a way, I would put a cooling fan on that modem. I don't care. I just don't want the stuff to fail. Have you cleaned it? The other thing, wow, this is noisy. The other thing about it is that I've fixed a couple of people that I was able to catch it before it cooked the chip. And Yeah. I might have to, this one's running a little bit warmer, but it's been hot over here, you know. It's running, it got down to 81 degrees over here, and it was like, it wasn't much cooler in the shop. So when I came in, this thing's running at like 96 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm talking Fahrenheit, of course. It's running at 96 degrees Fahrenheit. That's only 11 degrees higher than what the ambient temperature is. You know, that's not really that bad. But it's still as hot for the chip. My GPU is dying. It's at 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And I really... Thank you. Yeah, it is. And all that is that's a 2x6. No, it was a 2x12 that I cut down and I split up, and I used the pieces, the wider pieces I cut and I leveled out, and I used them for those boxes that I made for last Christmas. And then this was left. This is kind of like scrap. These are like, they're not really flat or anything like that. They're just pretty close to like 1/4 inch. So I figured I'd use those as a drawer bottom. Waste not, want not, you know. Okay, I'm cheap. I was watching. There's this lady. Her name is April Wilkinson. She's on YouTube. And I've been following her. She's been on for about a year. Yeah, exactly. She's been around for probably maybe 2 years. And I saw her when she first started doing YouTube videos. Everything was experimental, and she was doing a lot of stuff with, you know, like she get a new tool when she had a project going she wanted to do, and you know, the normal way that most woodworkers are. And then she announced all of a sudden that she was gonna quit her day job, and she was gonna spend her time on YouTube. Well, all of a sudden now, she has got she just like blew up. She's got Triton Tools are sponsoring her, and Rockler's sponsoring her, and everybody and her brother is sponsoring her, and she's doing pretty good. But it's just amazing how somebody like that, you know, she just kind of like blew up. And I can understand it because, you know, and this isn't being chauvinistic, but she has always been trying to get women into the hobby of woodworking and that. And, you know, all these companies, they're looking at a very big chance at making some extra increased sales. So they're sponsoring her. Anyway, she was cleaning. She got a welder. Somebody gave it to her, you know, some company, and she started doing metalwork and stuff. So she made a backyard wood burner out of a 55-gallon drum. And she comes back and she says, this is so I can burn my scrap wood. Oh, okay. So she got it all together and everything like that at the end, and she lives in Texas here. And she comes walking out, she got this in her backyard. She comes walking out and she's throwing lumber away that I would be making boxes and stuff out of. She's got this big, huge bonfire. That 55-gallon drum had boards sticking out of it. And we're talking 6-7 foot long boards. It's like, holy cow, what are you doing burning that stuff for? It's like, that's wasteful. And that kind of turned me off. 'Cause like, even if it's, you know, it just, if you see me burning yeah, oh yeah, it's, and you know, I don't want to show people that. If you see I got a big thing of scrap over there, and there are times that I go into it. And if you see my scrap pieces, they're like, here, I'll show you. I got them here. I got one laying over here. See if you can see it. That, oh, you can't see it, huh? That is my piece of scrap. One little dinky piece. Or I got a big pile of them. So when I throw those in my burner, it's like I have this big poof, and it's gone. Yeah, I may have a few other larger pieces, you know, like stuff that I may have made a mistake on. I got so many holes and I can't do nothing with. But still, you know, you shouldn't be wasting wood like that. I mean, that's a living thing that has been killed for you to do something with. And I'm not a tree hugger. You know, I'm all for hunting and fishing and everything like that. But I consider myself kind of a conservationist. And I think anybody that is a woodworker or works with, you know, is out in the wild, you've got to think about the environment and everything. Otherwise, your hobby or entertainment or whatever is going to disappear. And, you know, so you kind of become an environmentalist. And, you know, I don't have any, you know, I'm not anti, you know, I can't be anti-tree cutting. But I think that what they did with the rainforest was a mistake. They've created a market for exotic woods. Right, exactly. It's like, give it to somebody. You know, I live too far away from where she's at, but I'm pretty sure there are woodworkers over there nearby that if she would have turned around and said, I have this wood and it needs to go, I'm pretty sure that there'd be somebody that'd be willing to go over there and pick it up from her. Yeah. But, you know, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? There's a lot of people that are wasteful like that, though. One of the things is, with woodworking, especially when you're talking fine furniture and stuff like that, there is a lot of waste. Because you've got to grind, you've got to cut a whole bunch of wood off to level it, make it square, look pretty. You've got, like this sanding, there's a lot of wood that ends up coming off as sawdust and all that. Right. Exactly. And I don't know, I just, you know, I mean, it's just my opinion. That and about $35 will get you a coffee at Starbucks. But I don't know. Like, And this isn't, I'm not being negative. Look at, this isn't a negative thing because that's just the way it is. Look at how much wood that Iggy has to take off of these things to make them, you know, to make them round and, you know, flat bottoms and stuff like that, and then to shape what he wants. All those chips and stuff like that can be used for something. And I got to give him credit. He gives them away, and he does everything that he can before he actually tosses them, which is good. Right now, I'm saving up. I'm gonna make a pile of fire starters. I'm saving up the egg crates now. I've got some old candles over here, and I'll probably do that on stream one day. The only thing is, I've got so many fire starters made now. I'm trying to find the local Boy Scout group just to give them to them, and I'm having trouble finding the listings for it. Yeah, you know, the fiber ones, man, you can use them for all kinds of stuff. My dad, uh-oh, I missed that one. Oh yeah, I like Iggy. I'm not being negative about it. What he's doing is not wrong. I mean, you know, he's got his heart in the right place. And a lot of times, and he's going to be over here. And I'll say it. As a matter of fact, I ought to give a shout out for him. He's good to watch. And he's a very good wood turner. And he's come a long way. But like me, he's got a long way to go. You know, I've been doing this for a few months. Okay, a few hundred months. But, you know, I still got a long way to go. Yeah, true. I agree. I don't have... Yeah, I agree. I respect him a lot too. Yeah, he uses some in his yard, his neighbor's yard. Some people. Hey, Dark Fusion, how you doing? Yeah, treated woods and there are certain types of woods that are toxic to humans that can be absorbed, especially if it's like a fruit. You know, like if you put them on strawberries or something. That and I have heard rumors, and I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't looked at it because, you know, I just never thought about it. But I'm wondering if there's also a problem with the oils. Like if you got, let's say for example, you got somebody that's allergic to nuts, and you have the nut oils on the nut oils that's in the wood gets leached into the ground, gets picked up by, if it's, let's say it's a food source or something. The other thing is, and it may not be so bad over by you guys, but if you lay down a non-treated, if you put down a non-treated lumber, wood on the ground, like sawdust, within a couple of days, you will either have an ant colony, or you'll have termites. And there's like 3 or 4 suggested types of mulch that they wanted to use, and just about all of them are treated with some kind of a bug killer. Well, of course, if it's a treated mulch, you can't use it on like tomatoes or nothing, or a food source. So you kind of got to watch. One of the problems that I run into is that, I don't know if you can see, but most of the sawdust that I have coming off the saws and stuff is fine enough that it's an explosion hazard, and there's a chance that if you keep it and it gets damp and does a couple other things, it can spontaneously combust. So you have a fire hazard. So, like my sawdust and stuff like that, if I don't use it as a fire starter and put wax or something in it to keep it from being able to do that spontaneous combustion, there's a problem. So Fusion, it's raining by you, huh? Man, we've had so much rain over here. My ground outside's like walking on a sponge. Oh, wood take off? Oh, man. Most of the time you actually don't see it. It just happens, and you start seeing smoke and fire, and it's like, hey! And it's burning. We had a garbage can that we used to put, like, oily rags, gasoline rags, stuff like that in at a place that I worked at, and it was a metal can, but it didn't have a top on it. One day, and it was outside. Well, one day, one of the guys was walking by. It was about 90 degrees and 150% humidity. One of the guys just happened to go walking out there to throw the rag that he had away, and this thing's burning like a torch. So we were able to get it out. Because we dealt with chemicals and everything, we use a lot of halon fire extinguishers. So we put the fire out, and we went digging through it. We were looking for either a cigarette butt or, maybe some kind of sign of a match or something. And we couldn't find anything. And it's in the back. It's got the whole back end yeah, exactly. A bale of hay will do it too. And that's part of the decomposition. It actually, as it decomposes, it gets hot. And it'll just get so hot that it'll go hypernova. I've heard stories, I've never seen it, but I've heard stories of compost piles doing that. I've never seen one, but there was a guy that had a house burned down because his compost, they figured it out that his compost pit took off, spread to his shed or barn or whatever the heck it was. And eventually, by the time the fire department got there and everything, it had gotten to the house. It's like, wow. And I think that yeah, I bet it stunk. But that's why they have you compost. You have to turn every so often, and that's to let the gas out. That's also, if you go by an old, actually, yeah, you go past an old dump and you see, you don't always see it, but they're there. They have these pipes sticking out from the bottom of this thing that goes all the way up there in different points inside the garbage pile. And that's to let the methane gas off. Now, there are actually some, like there's one I know of in Chicago, that they actually lit them. And they're burning the methane gas off so that it wouldn't collect around the pile. That's a really big compost pile. And it almost looks like the little torches, or miniature of the torches that they have at like the chemical plants and stuff around here, where they're burning off the stuff that they either mix bad or the fumes and stuff like that are coming off of the whatever chemical they're making that they can't reuse. They got a name for that, and I used to know what it is. And I don't know now. But it's funny because normally, if it's a good mix or what they're doing is not a bad mix, the flame will be real nice and pretty blue and almost look like a propane torch. If somebody mixed something wrong and they had a bad mix, the flame will be all dirty and black and sooty, and it'll look almost like you're burning rubber. So we've got all the refineries around here, and so every time you go by one, you see one burning real bad, Jan will turn around and say, "Oh, somebody messed up on the formula," and we kind of chuckle about it. These old warped boards, boy, trying to get them to sit straight and flush is kind of tough. So now I'm just kind of sanding out so that they're flush. And they fit good so that this way the drawer doesn't hang up while you're pulling it out and putting it in. Oh, this got a little bit high yet. A little bit proud. I don't look too bad. I can live with that. That is pretty grain. This part right in here was on one of the boards. It didn't go all the way through to both sides. What I do is, I don't have it one. Maybe I do. Wait a minute. Let me see. I have a mock-up that I can show. Let's go here where we can show you. Okay, well, what I do is I take a 2x4. Actually, it's usually a 2x10, 2x12, something like that, and I will cut it to the size that I want, so it's one solid piece. Then what I do is I will run it. Well, I'll run one side through and the other side so that it's square, so that when I cut everything, it's all pretty square. Then I take and I put this against table saw like this, against the thing, and I run it through, because I don't have a bandsaw, against a square side here, and I'll cut off a piece. And I got run it through the planer, I'll make sure that everything's square, and then with this side being square, I'll flip it over, and run it against the other side, and I'll cut off another piece, And normally I end up with that I'll have enough in the middle that I can cut a third piece. Probably that's a little bit less than a 1/2 inch. Then I will take and I get the 3 pieces and I get a little shaving that looks like, I don't know if I got any laying around. Let me see. I should have. I got everything laying around. Heck, my whole shop is laying around. Okay, here it is. It ends up looking like this. Okay? Well, they've been sitting for a while, and wood just does it. That's life. Come on. I got twisted. It'll warp. Or cup. And sometimes it even warps and twists. So I take this, and I ran it through the planer, and this is as thin as I can get it to go. And if you look at the edge, it's kind of maybe hard to see on the camera, but it's not. It's kind of like skinny, and then it gets a little fatter, and then goes back down. Because this is so thin that it's too thin to run through my planer. There are other ways that I can do to flatten it, but it's good enough for doing, like, you know, for, yeah.
Okay, keep your eyes closed. Okay. I want to show you.
Yeah, that's shrinkage because it's too dry.
All right. Okay. Open your eyes.
Oh,
I've seen them come up. They're only like, no, you know, depending on the size. If you're doing like long cuts and stuff like that, then you're looking at, you can lose, you know, a 1/2 inch, which is more than enough to throw stuff off. But with me, I usually don't see shrinkage as much as I see warpage. And that's the funny part. You're going to get that wood movement no matter, I have a real bad habit of forgetting to, I'm as bad as Iggy. I forget to switch things over. I don't like that one. We'll go to this one here. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're paying 25 cents a board foot. Hey Pete, how you doing, man? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're paying 25 cents a foot or $250 a foot. That wood's gonna move. Yeah, that's true. And then that's because they're drying. Now you turn around, you put them in a warehouse that's not dry, and the gaps will fill in. And sometimes if it's humid enough, it'll turn around and it'll just push the ends out. But that's normal. I mean, that wood's going to do that. There's no way to stabilize it unless you pump it full of epoxy with that stabilized stuff. And if you've ever seen, most of that stabilized stuff is real small. Because first of all, the pump that would need to do a 6-foot board would be insane. I'm looking for my, I don't want that brush, but I guess I'm gonna have to settle for that one. I got it on, I set on one of my things. Yeah, there you go. But if it rains, if you're in a dry area, yeah. They told, when we bought our house in Dallas, that when we bought it, we got a list of instructions of things to do. Because the way the ground moves and everything, because it'll go from swampy, mushy to dry. They tell you that you're supposed to run. Most people have trickle hoses. You put a trickle hose on there and you run it for an hour every couple days at night to ensure that the ground doesn't dry up and start moving. Well, that's fine and dandy until you get the rain season, and then the moisture level gets insane and the ground will heave. That's what we got going on over here now. I got 3 or 4 sinkholes in my yard. That's because it's been raining so hard. And we got old oak trees, and there are a lot of them that, roots have died off and stuff like that. And it's soft enough now that the ground's starting to drop around the roots. So part of the deal about renting this place is I got to take care of the lawn and stuff. So I'm gonna end up having to buy some dirt or sand or something and fill some holes in. But I'm gonna wait, see if it's going to stabilize a little bit. We've had a real rough, real wet few years. Am I where you can see this? I gotta check every once in a while because I've got more real estate over here than the camera can cover. It doesn't do any good for you guys to stop by and watch me doing something and then not see anything. That just doesn't make sense. That's just talking, just blowing off on babbling. That's one of the things I gotta give Bonsai credit for. Very seldom does she do something that you're not in the camera, or she's not in the camera to see. And she moves that camera a lot. Those poor cameras they're probably got the heck beat out of them. Just in getting moved cables and stuff like that. And I understand what she's going through because, I kind of got the same thing. Guys that do wood turning, a lot of these guys that do, yeah, she's cool. But like, doing the type of woodworking that she does, well, we do, it's a lot different than like turning or just running one saw. And I'm not taking anything away from that because there's a lot of talent. I can't turn. But it's the movement part. I wish that I could set this up with cameras and stuff so that I never move them. I'd have so much less cable problems and stuff like that. But that'd be like insane. Right, exactly. I'm kicking around the idea of going to. Oh wow, I gotta clean my table, my Alpheet table. I'm kicking around with the idea of trying to put an actual. Hey, how you doing, Heather? Yeah, heavy, I know. I used to wear that. I used to do YouTube, and I got a couple of those little cameras, the little cameras, not the big ones. And man, they're uncomfortable. And it seems like they're light, but it seems like they put an extra 10 million pounds on your forehead. Jelly, how are you? How are you? Welcome to my little crazy place. Not bad, not bad. I actually didn't take any pain pills this morning. I took a. I had a. I did take an Aleve, but other than that, I was pretty good. Hey Heather, can you do me a favor? Can you give a shout out to everybody that streams? This way, let everybody kind of get some ideas. Yeah, I just did, and I'm kind of surprised because I didn't think it was going to take this long. I feel sorry about all the noise. Oh, pretty good. Here, I'll. Oh, that's cool. Just wear the stuff. Okay, let me show you. I show you. Cool. Thank you. Let me see. Let's go to that cam. Okay. I'll do the Vanna thing. Let me see if I can get it down low enough. How low can you go? Oh, okay, that's all right. Whenever you get on it, it's not a big deal. It's just something that if you want to do it. Okay, so it's just sanded. I need to wipe it down a little bit. I'll probably I'll vacuum it out, probably off stream because of the noise. Oh yeah, everything here is on wheels. This is going to be the stand for my quick twist. Don't want to get you dizzy, but for this thing here, this is my surface plane, my planer. Right now, it's sitting on the storage rack that goes underneath my table saw. Because there's a story to that too, and I'll tell you in a minute. Oh man, yeah. Harbor Freight casters, best ones around that are cheap. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Let me see, make sure I got it twisted right. This left and right thing the reversing still throws me off. I feel like I'm in a mirror. I'm trying to trim my hair or something like that in a mirror. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. This guy is made basically from stuff that's been left over from other projects, except for the plywood. Most of the other stuff has been stuff that I bought extra or whatever. The bottom one over there, and you ain't gonna be able to see this. Well, maybe if you see there, that is a part of a wood door that was here. And I originally had it over on the side, and everything was like on it, and it was just sticking out too far, and all it was doing was end up collecting junk, which is what my workbench is doing now. But I'm going along and I'm building stuff. So what's going to happen is I've got a few things that I have to keep with the planer, which are like, I don't know which side is better. And this does fit. Which are like, I got a set of planer blades. There's a dust collection thing that doesn't really work, and I'll keep that in this drawer so that they'll stay kind of clean. There'll be a little bit of room left over, and I think I'm going to put gloves in here, something lightweight, because so that's kind of thin. And then on the bottom, I'm going to put like I've got some saws and stuff like that I don't use that much, but I'd like to have some kind of access to it. And then I don't know what I'm gonna put something in here, and then it'll be able to roll. Everything that I have rolls, and which is kind of cool because this area here. Yeah, it does. It slides good. I don't know about a handle yet. I'm thinking I kind of like the idea of just being able to do that, for the simple reason that since I'm moving it around, I don't want it to be hitting stuff, you know. Yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of this. I didn't think it was going to come out that good. One of the other things is, it was kind of funny. And Jan walks in, and I had this thing. I didn't have the drawer in it yet. And, hey, come by, pick it up. Tell me what you want. Let me stream it. All it costs you is the lumber. Couldn't afford to ship it. Geez, it probably cost me $200 to ship this now. You know, if I had bought the wood, it probably cost me about $50. Because it's all cheap wood. But anyway, Jan sees this and she goes, "Ooh, so you built me a nice new cabinet for my craft room." So I guess I'm gonna have to add a craft cabinet to my list of things to do. So anyway, I'm gonna clean this one off, most probably off stream, or because of the noise more than anything else. And I'm gonna roll it out of the way and run into it a couple hundred times. Yeah, it'd be a little rough. Yeah, you know what? I'm telling you. Let me know. You want to come pick it up? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to build one. I have got, and I feel bad about it, but in the same token, we should have never bought the wood when we did. He's quite a ways. He's in New York. I'm not gonna be able to drive over there and say hi. He's like in, I think, central New York or something like that. I'm not good with geography. I know he's in New York. There are, and it's funny because there are a lot of woodworkers. Yeah, that's it. You know what? There are a lot of woodworkers here in Texas, and there are a nice number of them that if they're not streaming on Twitch, they're watching. And it's funny because it would probably be closer for me to go to drive and see a woodworker in Louisiana than it would be to see somebody down in, like in around the Alamo, down in San Antonio. Texas is so big, traveling across it, either any way you go, it's like a major deal. And I don't travel well right now anyway. You were talking about shrinkage, and of course I don't have it up there. Alright, where's it at? No, wrong one. Okay, you were talking about shrinkage. I'm going to show you something. When I made this box, these latches on there were tight to the point that you had to push down on them, right? I don't know if you can see that. I'll put it up on an angle. Look at the difference. I'm going to have to put something in here to fill it in to take up the gap, because right now the latches aren't holding anything. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice wood? That is spalted yellow pine. I got a couple mistakes. It's a shop deal. This is originally I bought this wood to make boxes with, and I made a bunch of them. And I got them home, and I find out that they're waterproof. They're real wet. And it had been raining and everything like that, so I thought that they just went into the home center. They just brought them in from outside, and they were wet. Well, it ends up being that they've got a waterproofing that's in them that supposedly it's not pressure treating. It's just so that you can use it for exterior. Yeah, and they came out and they weren't like that when I bought them. And the water, just because it being wet and the waterproofing and me storing them sitting over here, they started to spalt. And man, I'll tell you what, they're the boxes that came out that I made with that. Oh man, they were so pretty. I don't think I'll ever be making anything pretty like that again unless I find something else spalted. There's some nice grain in that. I was really impressed. So I've got another project, and I'm winging it. So you're going to have to bear with me. What I'm going to do, and this is just little fill-in because I don't. Hi Meg, how you doing? I have an issue. Or I am a. Yeah, it's got good color. Anything spalted. I've seen some spalted oak, and it's insane. Not too bad, not too bad. I got a couple black and blue marks from all the kicking I'm getting. But yeah, it's doing good. I'm feeling halfway decent today. It's hot as Hades around here. And I think I've got the internet issue figured out. I'm not sure. Oh, I need to check that. Oh, I'm not too bad. I'm dropping frames, but it's not real bad. It's like 2%. That's better than it was yesterday. Yesterday I was dropping frames at like 60%, 67%. Yeah. Yeah. That stunk me losing you guys too. I don't know what temperature is out here. Where's my phone? Right now it's 95. Oh, that's 95%. We're at 81. Was an 80. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check to make sure that that's right. Well, what the heck? See you later. Thanks for stopping by. I'm a bit target now. I don't know, that might be a little too thin. I can do one out of this for sure. Okay, what? Yeah, that's that Associates deal. And they invite you. I felt so important because I got an email saying, hey, we want you to be an associate. It's like, it was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know, so I did it. And I like the bits thing. I think that's kind of fun. Uh-oh. Am I back? Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I must have gone to a different, they must have popped me to a different server when you guys lost me, because everything reset, which is telling me that usually they jump you to a different server when that happens. I just kind of learned that from experience. So the server must have been either running, dragging or something, or somebody turned around and said goodbye and they said, oh, it's open. Okay, so I've got a problem. I've got a whole bunch of like cords and stuff like that laying around that I need to kind of be able to wrap up. One of them is I am literally, here, I'll show you. We'll use a little one. If you see here, oh, no, you can't. Okay. This is going to my house, going into the house. Yeah. Here, I'll show you. IS, and then, like for example, you use, not I. What you do is use the exclamation point, S, and then I use the @ command, so this way I'm sure that I spelled the name right. and then just take the @ off. But you can, just write it. I'm losing. I'm not doing too bad. I'm dropping like. I'm dropping like at 0.03%. So that's like 1 frame every few hundred. So that's not that bad. But I don't know if you can see there's. Oh, but they want to follow you, so this way they know where all the good streams are at. It's just a way of saying hi and acknowledgement, as far as I'm concerned. Well, but if you don't want to, just let us know, like you said here, and we won't do it. You lost me again? Uh-oh, let me check. Let me see what's happening. Yeah, I'm buffering. It's good. Yeah, see, it's not that high. What's happening is, from what I can see, somewhere along the line, I'm jumping from server to server, and that's where the refresh and all the other stuff is going on. And refreshing it does that. I don't know if this one's working or not now. Okay, yeah, it's got to do with like internet speeds and stuff like that. Mine took a little time to refresh. I'm kicking around. I drop a frame or something like that every once in a while. It's not really that bad. I think it's got to do with activity. A lot of that stuff does that automatically. And a lot of it could be my speed. My internet speed may be to the point that it's not fast enough to do the switch without having to cause a little mini reset. And every time it does that little reset, if you would go and you look at, like the past streams, it'll shut it down and bring it back up again, like I went offline. So next thing you know, my whole stream will have, I don't know. Oh man. Dead auto quality? Oh, is that a joke? Yesterday, I ran that auto, the auto adjustment thing, the wizard. I'm supposed to be at 100, at 200. I'm supposed to be up to 200K. But they never told me what my upload speed was. And this is the weird part. Okay. I gotta show my facial expressions for this. Maybe. See, this is the weird part. I have never, ever gone over 90K. And I'm paying for 200. That's on download. My upload, they never said what the speed was. So I will turn around and I will do it. And one day I'll be uploading at 11.5. 5-10 minutes later, I'll run it again, and I'll be uploading at 3.4. It ends up averaging out to around 5. But there are times that I've gone up in there and I've been uploading at 1.2. 1.2. That's worse than dial-up. Downloads are fast, and they always stay between 70 and 90. Usually around, it's in the 80s usually. But I'm paying for 200. So I don't know what's going on. It could still be that my router's is messing up. And if that's the case, then when I put the new router in, it should open up my upload speeds. But I'm not sure. And I can't tell by my internet. I was trying to run it to see about my internet speeds, and I can't really get. Oh man, I talked to them about everything. You know what? It's getting to the point when you call them, if it's not in their little book, or they can push a little ping button, they don't know nothing, and they'll send a tech out. So what does a tech do? A tech can only go. He stops over at the line, and he will go, "Oh, I ran a test on it. The line is fine." Well, yeah, she checked the line too. It must be in towards your house. If you want me to test that, I go up to $200 an hour. What? You're guaranteeing me, well, they're not guaranteeing, but I'm paying for 200 megabytes a minute, megabytes a second. 200 megabytes a second, and I'm not getting it. You would think that there would be some kind of legal thing about that. But I found out because it's once you get all the wiring and everything from the house in is your is a homeowner's responsibility. Well, I'm not the homeowner, but the person that lives there is responsibility. Even if, and this is the thing, even if they turn around and they installed it, there's like a warranty period, in case like something happens. But that's a scam, because you figure that wiring probably, it's got to have a life expectancy, and it breaks down, or humidity, anything like that, you get bad connections and stuff like that. So you figure that's got to be replaced periodically. So that's a good scam. $200 an hour, 100. If you kind of like contract it out, it ends up being cheaper, but it's considered a service call. So if he comes in there, they kick you $200. Now the thing is if they find a problem, like one time they tried to charge us for it. We were griping about it and everything like that, and we got a bill for $240 for this guy to come out and say, "Oh, there's nothing wrong." It's like, oh no. That's not the way it goes. Well, they finally credited the bill, but it was all right. Then, when we moved here, we moved here, and we did the move and all that stuff that they said to do, and they sent us well, first we hooked up our old modem, and they were sending us a new modem that it's new and it's proved, it's fast, it's this, it's that. It's this big, huge, honking tower thing that is for VoIP and all that other kind of stuff. Well, I don't want that. I don't even want TV. But you gotta do that. So okay. So we tried setting this up. We fought with them, and it wouldn't go. It just wouldn't go. And it's like, well, you have a bad one. Okay. We will send you another one. Okay. Well, one never came. So I turned around and I just put the old one back up. We went back up online and we were sitting there happy campers. For a year, they charged us for one of these. Somewhere along the line, the other one never got thread through. Oh, so like about 4 days later, after all this stuff goes on and everything, we got no internet. I mean, dead. Nothing. And we got no... Yeah. It is. But they do that electronically. So when they come back, and what they'll do is they send there's a test that they can run, and then they send a ping. Well, that's the thing. If they turn around and they run a ping through it, pinging it does a reset and all this kind of other stuff, and it downloads a dump of information. If they're able to get that ping and get everything going, My assumption is that we don't have a problem with the wiring and stuff. It's clean from the modem all the way out. And the modem must be, the modem has got to, you know, it's like anything else when it does a self-test. If it fails or screws up, it's going to tell you. Or you're going to notice it on at your end with your test equipment. And it's not saying anything's wrong. Yeah, mine probably is too. They're buffering me again. I went through that same problem yesterday. There was a big delay on the stream. Oh, so anyway, so we call them up and tell them this is after we got through all this other garbage, and they come back and said, "Oh," they did a ping and they go, "Oh, we're not getting a signal to you. It's going to have. We're going to send a guy out, and but here's the funny part. Oh, well, we will send a guy out. You have to wait a week. It's going to take a week to get him out there." What? In a day of high-speed stuff, I got to wait a week? So, what? And the other thing is, there is a possibility that it's going to cost you a couple $100. And they turned around and said, and I said, well, what could cause that? I was in the background. Jan was talking because I was steaming. They don't want me to talk because they would learn a whole new vocabulary if they haven't been in the military. Hey, Wasp. And so, anyway, so they turn around. They get you all prepped up to get with the service bill, and they say, oh well, a squirrel could have gotten in there and chewed through the cable. Okay, I can buy that. But that's not the only thing that can happen. So the guy comes out. He turns around and starts doing this, that, and the other, checking this, that, and the other, all that kind of stuff. He says, you're not getting any signal at all. I said, oh, so that's going to cost me $200-something because I'm not getting a signal? Hi, Mike. And I said, well, it's like, yeah, it's buff. It's a slow buff going back and forth. Yeah. So, okay, so now we're to the point that the guy turned around and decided, okay, I'm gonna go look around and see how the connection's going. Well, there are no pole. There's an electrical pole here, but there's no other lines, just the electrical line. And I'm looking at this, and I just happened to look up, and I'm looking, and I said, well, where's the wire? I said, is it underground? He says, oh yeah, we buried a cable. Oh, okay. Well, he comes back then. He says, well, somebody disconnected your cable. It's like, well, isn't that illegal for somebody to climb up on a pole and disconnect it? Oh no, we're not on a pole. Everybody's connected up to that guy down the block's house. What? So in other words, if this guy gets mad at Comcast, he turns around and disconnects everybody's cable. Nobody's got nothing. What kind of security is that? Oh, and it gets better. So we're new here, and this, that, and the other. So we finally meet the guy. So they hook it up. They ran a new cable because the guy kind of like didn't like the looks of it. I think he was just doing that to kind of like smooth us over because like he could see the steam coming out of the top of my head and the flames coming out of my ears. You know what I'm saying? So we meet the guy, and he comes back and he says, oh yeah, so I'm so fed up with them people. Comcast canceled him for lack of payment. Okay? So he turned around and started to try to bill them for him being a connection hub, which I think is fair. Oh, sorry. So anyway, he it was disconnected. So one of those squirrels climbed up there and unscrewed it. But they ran a new cable and everything. But it ended up being that the guy, he got They cancel them. Oh, okay. So this guy, he got mad and he disconnected everybody's cable. Why not? They're using his property like, or his house like a connection box. They're making money off of being hooked up to his house, and they're not giving him the cable. So he came across and he says, yeah, they put a new cable in. I saw it. You're the blue cable. I think it's blue. Whatever it is. He said, you're the cable. You seem like nice people. I won't disconnect you. But he goes up there periodically and disconnects everybody else's cable that he doesn't know. Go figure. You would think that for all the hassle and costs and everything that they would just turn around and stick a switch box or something someplace and hook up to that. I don't understand these people. It's amazing. I just, now I talk about it, you know, I get all excited and everything, but I laugh. It's like, I know, it's nuts. But I don't blame them either. I mean, why would a company like me as a person, I would never think of hooking. Let's say I'm running an extension cord. I got to run an extension cord across somebody's yard. I would never think of screwing in and running that extension cord across. Yeah, if it's not a discount, give them free internet. What the hell? There's so many other people that are stealing it. It shouldn't matter. What's one guy? Okay, you get 100 of them. So what? They're not going broke. I mean, what's the big deal? But it's just so funny. You know, the things that happen and they talk about. And I almost lost my brand new camera. You know, it's just, some of this stuff is just hilarious. And it's good stories. I mean, it's just, nobody, you know, like somebody that was doing a sitcom or something, I seriously doubt that they would be able to come up with something like this. Oh, double stick tape, cool. It's not sticking, there it is. I have got to make a new mount for this camera. This particular mount, it came from one of those inexpensive GoPro knockoffs. And I'll tell you what, if I could figure out a way to get a capture card to go and take them, I think that would make a great kiosk cam. Because it's wide angle, it'd cover a lot of area. Although this one here is about the same. Jeez. So this is like Friday. Usually on Fridays I don't plan on getting a whole lot done. I like to visit. There's a lot of prepping for Jan, because Jan will be streaming tomorrow, hopefully. Sunday for sure. What the heck? What is the worst this has been? Oh, well that works. These little screws are probably about half an inch too short. Oh, how much is a half an inch in millimeters? Because these are metric. And they don't hold very well. Hey, why don't I'll just spend the rest of the stream and I'll just hold this camera and we'll just stare at everything sitting there collecting dust. What a concept. I've got another one down below that works better. But I refuse, I'm one of these, I refuse to turn the camera off. So it's a good thing I don't have it connected or I don't have it fired up, because I bet everybody would be dizzy and throwing up by now. This particular camera, this is the new one we bought, and I ended up getting yeah. There we go. Let me get a screwdriver now. Hey, Yak, how are you, man? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon. I don't even know what the heck time it is. It's almost noon. So here's a plan. I didn't plan on streaming too long because I got to haul all this stuff back in. And we've been having such a good time though, I really don't want to take off yet. So I need to sit down. I need to get off my legs. I've been on them a little too long. And here's the funny part. According to that, I've only been streaming like an hour. Yeah, see, according to that, I've only been streaming an hour, which is baloney because we're kicking on noon, right? Yeah, it's 11:45, and I've got at least 2. Well, I started a little late, 10, so that'd be about 2 hours. Okay. It should. It should. There are also other things that are going to affect that, but I'm pretty sure that will help your stream. You know. Yeah, well, I'm not. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do. You know, I get paid good money not to sing. Does it show? There we go. Okay, let me see how I got it here. I think I got it changed around working right. Okay, there it is. There we go. Ta-da! These things are really cheap. Cool. Thanks, Heather. See? Another few weeks, and the next thing you know, they'll be calling you one of those mods like they call me. You will be my right-hand girl. Really, you'll be my left-hand girl because I'm left-handed. I lost a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Most time you don't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm just running. We're just running slow. And you know what though? It's funny because it always happens about this time. Yeah, I know. TMI, right? Oops. But I don't know. I'm just wondering if it's not really anything that I have control over. It may be my internet, my ISP. It could be a lot of things. But if I eliminate all the things that I can control, and then I can turn around and start griping. And they'll turn around and just shrug their shoulders, and that'll be the end of that.